This right here is my thoughts. This is my salute and thoughts on TNA, Global Force Wrestling, and Ring of Honor on wrestling. This is the second video I'm doing on this subject. Instead, this time I'm also including Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor. We'll first start off with TNA. TNA for the past couple of weeks has, for the most part, been awesome. Awesome storylines and awesome, and more importantly, awesome wrestling. Awesome wrestling. Awesome wrestling. I'm always excited to tune in to TNA. It is not a chore to watch TNA. I'm really enjoying the entire roster. And I'm also enjoying the Global Force Wrestling Invasion storyline. I read about it in the spoilers. And was still blown away when it happened on television. Despite being spoiled of it several weeks prior to now. And like I said, TNA is just awesome right now. On screen, everything is fine. As always with TNA, it's the behind the scenes stuff. Pretty much the talk of the entire summer is that September this month could be the final airing of Impact Wrestling on Destination America. I've for the most part have been ignoring from pretty much most of the summer. I for the most part have just been ignoring the rumors and decided to enjoy TNA and wait till Ring of Honor and TNA, wait till pretty much the day TNA doesn't comes on is what's his name. I pretty much don't like to worry too much about the negative stuff and the inside information. But since we are in September and we are approaching September, and this is the last month, if it is true that TNA, that Destination America is pulling the plug on TNA, half of me is actually disappointed, but the other half, which is the bigger half, was actually kind of excited, because as much as I love what Destination America have done for TNA and ROH this summer, I think Destination America sucks. They're actually worse than Spike TV. At least when TNA was on Spike TV, they had 1 million something viewers. Here they barely get 1,000. They barely get 1,000 viewers. So if Destination America cuts the plug to this show, in my opinion, that's a good thing. They can probably get a better TV deal where they will grow. And like I said, I don't care about the competition with WWE anymore, because I don't care about WWE. I hate and don't care about WWE anymore. So yeah. So So I just want TNA and Global Force Wrestling to become bigger and better, so they can make wrestling, so they can continue wrestling. I think wrestling is good, despite being mostly underground and international now. I think professional wrestling is good, is actually good these days. While the old school stuff will always be the best, there's several things I like better about today's wrestling product. This WWE I think sucks. But I'll talk more about that in another video. So like I said, I just want these companies to grow. So that's the good thing about Destination America pulling the plugs. I think their channel sucks, man. I love the branding for what they've done for Impact Wrestling. It takes me back to the days of the awesome WCW and WF promos, the awesome commercials and promos that get you hyped to watch the shows. But other than that, I think the channel sucks, man. Nothing besides Ring of Honor or TNA are really taking time out of your day to really worth watching. Next, but here's the problem I have with Destination America cutting Impact. I've been enjoying the Ring of Honor, back-to-back Ring of Honor and Impact wrestling shows. So if TNA goes, we won't be getting that anymore. I won't be getting that privilege anymore. Having two wrestling shows on one night. I won't be given that privilege. I won't have that privilege anymore. The other thing I don't like about this is TNA's reputation as a company and as a brand is pretty much damaged. Pretty much damaged, and you know what Vince McMahon has done to professional wrestling. So who would want to touch TNA? I remember back on when they were on FSN. I still don't really watch FSN because of this. When they screwed TNA by putting them on Thursday and Friday afternoons when people are just getting home from school. Who's gonna sit there and watch a wrestling program in the afternoon? Like they did this like 10 to 11 years ago, back in 2004 and 5. And in my opinion, TNA never grew and became the. That's my opinion, and that right there was one of the reasons TNA never grew and became the big company it should have been. It should have been was because FSN screwing them and putting them on afternoons where they got 0 point something ratings and didn't get like even the 1.1 stuff until they got to Spike, which Spike TV really wasn't that good. They're doing better now with the combat sports, but Spike TV really wasn't that good of a channel. But that's the bad. No other channel will probably want them with their ratings and just damage reputation. That's the bad about Destination America canceling this. Another reason I don't pay attention to the Destination America rumors is because most of their stuff doesn't make sense. Prime example, I just recently read another news on TNAWrestlingNews.com, which has something about a major previous talent is coming back to work with TNA. They don't no announcement who that talent was, but they also talked about TNA's deal with Destination America, and so far there is still nothing. There is still nothing. But TNA said one thing I do like. TNA said they're still going to continue running live shows overseas, until they work out a TV deal when their deal is over. When their Destination America deal is over. However, Destination America said they are prohibited from contacting any network while they're still on Destination America. Here's the part I don't understand. Destination America is planning to cut TNA. It's supposed to be planning to cut TNA. So why would they care if they negotiate with another network? They negotiate with another network for a TV deal. TV deal. So that's the reason I don't pay attention, because a lot of the rumors and stuff just don't add up. I just don't add up. Why would Destination America care if TNA is secretly trying to contact another network? The ratings aren't good and you want to pull the plug on them. And then earlier this year, a couple of weeks ago, taking the 8 o'clock time slot of Ring of Honor off, getting rid of Ring of Honor's 8 o'clock time slot. If you were planning on getting rid of TNA, even though ROH has lower ratings than TNA, that's still easier to produce because they don't have the production design TNA has. So why would you cut Ring of Honor's TV deal if it's TNA you're planning to drop? So, but keep the two Impact showings. So, like I said, a lot of stuff just doesn't add up. But like I said, I'll wait till September is over to see what happens. I like to be positive. But if TNA is gone, then like I said, I am done with. I don't even consider TNA mainstream anymore. So. And I'm already done with professional wrestling. I like TNA and the indies. I don't like WWE. I don't like sports entertainment. I don't like mainstream corporate wrestling, and that's what WWE is. So I'm already pretty much done with wrestling. It's been the indies, and I was even done with TNA a couple of years ago until Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff joined the roster. And since 2011, since late 2010 and 2011, the product is for the most part have been awesome. So I'm pretty much even more done with wrestling than I'm already am, because I don't watch, like I said, I don't watch WWE anymore. I don't watch WWE anymore. Yeah, but I hope I hope and wish the best for TNA. But yeah, but that's TNA. Let's talk about Global Force Wrestling. Global Force Wrestling. I keep forgetting the YouTuber's name. I think his name, the first YouTuber's name is Webcam. He uploaded matches from Global Force Wrestling's first show at one of the baseball stadiums. The show, the matches, the show itself was awesome. The show itself was awesome. However, the attendance wasn't that good, and I was mixed about them choosing a baseball stadium, and I had problems with them choosing a baseball stadium when I feel Jeff Jarrett's promotion was nowhere near that. They should start in smaller buildings first, like asylums, armories, ballrooms, the ECW arena, then build up to the major arenas. But yeah, Jeff Jarrett's but the matches themselves were good. Then another guy uploaded from one of their TV tapings. That was a live show, but one guy uploaded highlights from their TV taping, and these highlights were awesome, showcasing PJ Black, Robert Roode, Trevor Lee, Kurt Hawkins, Brett Majors, I think that's his name, or Kurt Hawkins' TNA name, Chris Moradeski, Chris Masters, Eric Young, Jeff Jarrett. It was awesome, and it was like the early TNA and World Wrestling All-Stars, the promotion that existed before TNA, where Jeff Jarrett got the idea to create a TNA. The first promotion that come, the Australian promotion, the first promotion to come out, one of the first promotions to come in existence after the fall of WCW. So it's good. So yeah, it's good. I really hope they get a TV deal here. And speaking of TV deals, other good news, I think they've managed to get a TV deal in the UK. In the UK, that's good. Build that UK audience, especially now that you have Magnus on your roster. Build that UK audience, and come here. Also, like the fact I didn't notice this the last time I read. I don't think I mentioned this the last time I read, but also Colt Cabana is with Global Force Wrestling now. So I really hope they get a TV deal now. I hated how WWE screwed him, and Colt Cabana is no longer in the NWA. Him and Adam Pearce left the NWA 3 years ago when Championship Wrestling from Hollywood withdrew from the NWA. So I'm happy to hear Colt Cabana is in a, like I said, I don't consider these big time promotions. I do consider these big time promotions, but I consider these major indie promotions. I don't think they're the level of what WCW was, even though a lot of their stuff invokes the previous WCW. A lot of their booking set designs invoke the previous WCW, but I don't consider them WCW. I consider these major independent promotions. If independent promotions had the money, TNA and Global Force Wrestling they would be these promotions. They would be these promotions. But like I said, yeah, Global Force Wrestling looking good, and the Impact Super Show was awesome. PJ Black, a guy who was misused in WWE, barely on TV. When he was jobbing here on his first night in the company. Is in a main event match, the King of the Mountain Championship match. His second week in the company, he went his first in his first. He's in the main event. Not only is he in the main event, he wins the King of the Mountain Championship. His second week in the company, he beats Chris Moore. He wrestles EC3, and EC3 beats him. He wrestles in the main event for a knockout, for the championship. Then his second week in the company, then his third week in the company, he he loses it to Robert Roode to further advance the GFW versus TNA storyline. Chris Mordecki, first week main event. First week he's in the main event of a first week he's another guy who was misused. And Chris Mordecki, I usually hate bodybuilders in wrestling, but Chris Mordecki Masters was different. He was actually pretty talented for a bodybuilder, and towards his final run was just not used when he is the image WWE wants. And not only was he the image WWE wants, unlike most people, he's actually pretty good. He's actually pretty good in the ring. First week, he gets a main event in the King of the Mountain. He gets a main event. He gets a spot in the King of the Mountain championship match. So in his first day in the company, he's the main event of a pay-per-view. Second week, awesome match with Bobby Lashley, rekindling their feud from the 2000s. Bobby Lashley and Masters rekindling their feud from the 2000s. So Trevor Lee, or Kurt Hawkins or Brett Majors, whatever his name is, horribly misused in WWE after the breakup of him and Ryder. After the breakup of him and Zack Ryder, horribly misused in WWE. Here he's in a tag team with Trevor Lee, and just recently quick captured the tag team championship. So I'm happy that Jeff Jarrett went out and signed these guys. I like how Jeff Jarrett is cooperating with all promotions, not trying to monopolize anything. I hate monopolies, man. I hate monopolies, with the exception of WCW, because WCW was that good. Where it was good, they brought all this talent under one roof. But I hate monopolies, man. I prefer promotions to cooperate with each other, because that means the fans, we get to see so much awesome stuff. We get to see so much awesome stuff, like those super shows I watched. Those super shows I watched. Then of course, Global Force Wrestling, good. And you got Ring of Honor Wrestling. While I think TNA is the more interesting, I think TNA is the most interesting product. I think Global Force Wrestling and Ring of Honor, and probably Ring of Honor, are the best wrestling products around in the United States right now. As for major independent companies, ROH, Ring of Honor is Ring of Honor. You got awesome stars. Like, let's start off with the black wrestlers. I like how they make black wrestlers a big part of their show. You got awesome African American wrestlers like Caprice Ice Coleman, ACH, Moose, and Cedric Alexander and Cheeseburger. I like how they're a big part of the show. They don't have any crappy gimmicks like the New Day or the Primetime Players. ACH has even main evented some ROH shows. You got other awesome talent like Adam Cole. They feature young, exciting talent. And awesome international talent like Takashi Morishima. Awesome international talent like those. Then you have the other New Japan talent like AJ Styles, the young Bucks in the Bullet Club, the rest of the Bullet Club, Luke Gallows, and I keep forgetting the I think his name is Tonga, the Samoan, the big Samoan guy. Then of course you got who else in Ring of Honor? Yeah, then you got of course Jay Lethal, who's improved tremendously. Jay Lethal, outside of his black machismo gimmick he had in TNA, he always bored me on the mic. Awesome in the ring, but bored me on the mic. He's actually improved. He comes off as a great heel. Great heel. Roderick Strong has improved too, and so has Matt Sydal. You got Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. The Addiction. Then you got Bobby Fish, and you got what was the other guy's name? But anyway, Red Dragon. Red Dragon, and you got Adam Page and BJ Whitmer, Steve Carino. You got Brutal Bob, Silas Young, Dalton Castle, who is awesome. Dalton Castle, Jushin Thunder Liger makes appearance, another awesome international talent. Briscoe Brothers, Bloodbound Warriors, that tag team I saw on the what's his name. So like I said, so much awesome, exciting talent on Ring of Honor, and the build up for pay-per-views is good. The build up to matches and pay-per-views is good. They've combined good characters with great exciting athletic wrestling, with great exciting athletic wrestling, and the pay-per-views look good. I would actually even order a pay-per-view if all my money wasn't dedicated to going to independent shows here in Georgia, and of course TNA pay-per-views like Slammiversary and the upcoming Bound for Glory. I would even order one of those. I would even order one of those. Like I said, awesome, phenomenal product, man. Also phenomenal product. All three of these promotions make wrestling really exciting. Man, all these promotions make wrestling really exciting. I hope they all three of these stay around for a long time to continue making wrestling exciting. I don't care if they. I used to want these promotions big enough to challenge WWE. I don't care about that anymore. I just want them to continue to make wrestling exciting, man. I don't like corporate mainstream wrestling. Well, this was oh yes, one thing I don't like about Ring of Honor. I was looking at Moose's television deal for Global Force Wrestling, and I don't like the fact that Moose, a contracted Ring of Honor wrestler, he can't appear. He can only appear at house shows. So it sucks. I won't be seeing Moose on any. If Global Force Wrestling ever does get a TV taping here in America, or any form of TV taping, I will never get to see Moose on a TV taping. He is now exclusive to ROH. He is exclusive to ROH. He can only appear on GFW house shows. He can't appear on GFW television. So I think that sucks, man. I think that sucks. I don't like that contract, but everything else about Ring of Honor is good. All right, Doug out.